Yeah, let's talk for a minute about the lack of teeth being the problem with the ADA.
So the Americans with Disabilities Act, the part that we're talking about mostly is called Title III, and Title III pertains to places of public accommodation. So even though the word public is in there, it's basically like anywhere that the public can go. Like it's a movie theater, it's a restaurant, it's a cafe, it's, a hotel. The problem is there's no ADA police running around saying, hey, movie theater, you have a step outside. You got to do something about that. There are certain things that get triggered if somebody does some major renovations. So if you do a major renovation that affects the entrance or is over a certain budget, the city building or county building department is going to say, oh, okay, well, now you have to do this according to the Americans with Disabilities Act. But if you're just a person who moves into an empty space and says, okay, I'm going to set up my shop here, nobody's going to come by and say, oh, by the way, you need to make that accessible. And so it's when the Americans with Disabilities Act was passed, it was very hard to get it passed. And then a whole lot of money was spent making especially things like federal buildings and public transportation, schools, etc., accessible. And so, there certainly wasn't money to hire an ADA police force to go tell, every cafe in Bloomington what they had to do. So what happens now is either nothing, or you have a group like the Council for Community Accessibility that goes around and educates people. And by and large, people are really interested to know and really willing to be compliant. Or, and this is what everybody's afraid of, or a citizen can file a lawsuit saying, this is not accessible to me, and the Americans with Disabilities Act says you have to do something about it. So we prefer not to file a lawsuit, but we prefer to start by educating people and letting them willingly comply.